Hello, good morning, and welcome to AD2L content from yours truly, Daddy Odin. I'm sorry I didn't make content for week 2 of playoffs. Got super busy casting tournaments and painting a room in my house. If you want to catch me live, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays on twitch.tv. Link should be on the screen as well as in the description. I also cast Dota 2 games, so if you are a Dota 2 competitive team who play outside of AD2L, please do reach me through Twitter, Discord, or the comment section. All the links are in the description below. SpotLight hero of AD2L Week 3 in the playoffs is actually a tie. It's between Juggernaut and Sven, two hypercores who are very strong in the meta. And surprisingly, no one is actually picking Spectre in AD2L, so kind of very interesting. Both Jug and Sven have been picked 70 times or played 70 matches in AD2L season 29 alone, and both of them don't they have a similar kind of win rate. They have Sven has 51% and Juggernaut has 48%. We also saw that all my homies love crack destroy Potagreed with a Sven pick as well. Now let us do a quick recap. Not many upsets unless you count the week 2 upset where Green Reavers lost. But let us look at week 3. I do apologize I didn't do week 2. I didn't include it in this video. I didn't want it to be super long. Hopefully people are not going to be too angry at me. But moving to week 3, I'm pretty sure Potagreed were a bit terrified playing the game. I personally was scared at how well all my homies love crack were playing, and I want to see more of them. Next season. If they just need to tweak little things, and if they tweak those little things, they should be a formidable team coming into season 30 of AD2L. But game 2 and 3, Potagreed came with a vengeance. It's kind of surprising to me at this point in playoffs that people are actually letting Windranger Ember Spirit be picked by Rob Boss. They're not dealing with it, not picking any counter picks, nor are they banning it just spite of respect of how well he knows those heroes and how well he can play those heroes. Going to the next series, we have the resultant Orient Thinkers versus Petting Zoo Rejects. The next series we have is the resultant Orient Thinkers versus Petting Zoo Rejects. I have said this at the start of the playoffs as well when I was doing a deep analysis of all the teams. The main key player of resultant Orient Thinkers, in my perspective, is most likely going to be Log Lady. He or she is a raw diamond in the rough, and when Log Lady gets a good start, added with the discipline of how well the resultant Orient Thinkers take team fights, go high ground, it's just a good recipe for winning the games. They're probably my underdog picks, including with TBD, who are the other underdog pick for me. And Log Lady, the roles in resultant Orient Thinker is so beautiful that Log Lady handles the early half with the team, with the supports and offlaners, and Growdy comes at the end, handles the late game, and just showboats and finishes in style. Resultant Orient Thinkers and Potagreed are going to be the next in semifinals. I think if Potagreed actually slip up and give space for them to farm, they might actually lose the game. But looking at how well Potagreed do handle their mid game, I think a lot of teams respect how well Potagreed play mid game. I think a lot of them even praise on how well Potagreed play mid game. But if there is no slip ups and Potagreed are able to go from the moment of winning the lanes into winning the mid game, they should be winning the series against Resultant Orient Thinkers. I would like the series to go into game 3 just because of how well the game is going to go and the beauty of Dota is going to be out there. The next series we have is WSS Cobalt versus Savage Sabers. Okay, this just in. WSS Cobalt vs Savage Saber is going to go into a rematch, is what the verdict has been passed by the admins of AD2L. The reason being, 2 out of the 3 games that were played by WSS Cobalt had a stand-in who's currently playing in the Divine League, with that being the base reason for the rematch to happen. That means that we have to cast a rematch of Savage Sabers versus WSS Cobalt, which went 2-1, where Savage Sabers were actually able to win one of the games against the Divine player, or the player who came from the Divine League with the Legend rank. Going away from that drama, which is going to be majorly unfolding in AD2L, or has been happening in Hush Hush moment, the last series, which is probably was an upset in most people's brackets, TBD being the underdog. I kept them at high praises throughout all my content. From the start of the series, I saw a special spark in them, a special support duo, the Gentry and Biggie squad, which it's just classic Dota, which makes me happy to see. But Wasted Youth sadly did go home. They lost the series against TBD, and probably AD2L Contenders League, only the Contender Leagues alone. I think Gentry and Biggie are probably the best support duo out there. I think they're always on the same page. They know what's happening, and the team's communication is always on point because the shot colors are on point with both supports, I'm assuming. Also, TBD probably is one of the fan favorite team as well. They had 6 casters in their game against Wasted Youth. I don't think any team in AD2L Contenders had 6 casters cast one game. But after the season comes to an end, in season 30, I think TBD might be going to intermediate next season because Gentry is ancient 2 or 3, I'm not sure. He has been grinding a lot and he has been going up in rank. So unless there's a special exemption or something that happens because of the average MMR being in the contender area compared to 5 legends, I think they might allow him just because it's only 1 ancient. But I think the rules are being revamped after what happened after the WSS Cobalt versus Savage Sabres game. Now let us go into the predictions of semifinals of AD2L. Briefly spoke about the Pot Agree versus RRT. Result no thinkers. I think like I said, I believe Pot Agree is going to run away with the series, but Result and Thinker might take a game, or it could be a huge upset. And 99% of all brackets, I think Pot Agree were favored to come into the finals. But if RT are able to dethrone them, it'll be a sight to see. Next game we have WSS Cobalt versus Savage Sabres versus TBD. So I'm not sure when the rematch is happening about WSS Cobalt and Savage Sabres. Looks like they are trying to figure out a time, so that means the semifinals might get postponed to next week and not this week alone, which is kind of a bummer for the other teams. They have been excited to play, but it is what it is. Let's do the comparison just for the sake. TBD, I'm pretty sure they don't care who's going to come because both times they played, TBD has played WSS Cobalt as well as Savage Sabres, and have drawn both series. I casted the game Savage Sabres versus TBD. Game 1's TBD were just outdrafted, and the same recipe of outdrafting continued throughout the game, where the Lush Strike just got out of control and they lost the game. But game 2, they came with such fierceness and they controlled the lanes, they won the lanes, and they just destroyed Savage Sabres. Similar thing was happening between WSS Cobalt versus TBD. First game, it was not much of an outdraft. I think it was just that Naga pick really confused them. Naga is a hero that you don't really see. It's like it's such a niche pick that only a limited people play. Some would say it's even like a Meepo. There's only a handful of people, or I'm not gonna be saying handful of people, but a handful of people in AD2L who play Meepo, and it sometimes shocks you. But if TBD were able to reflect upon the mistakes they have made on either of their games, they might be able to beat them. So if Savage Sabres beat WSS Cobalt in the rematch and they go into the semifinals, I think TBD is still gonna win the series. It might be a game 3, maybe some kind of smart drafting coming from either teams, and they might, TBD might lose to Savage Sabres, but I do have a preference to TBD, and I think it'll go into game 3. Game 1 or game 2 might be the roughest. Game 2, I'm assuming, is going to be the game that Savage Sabres might win, but TBD is going to pull it back game 3 and they're going to win it. Going against WSS Cobalt, I think TBD might lose game 1, but they're going to gear in, they're going to communicate well, they're going to think out every strategy possible, and they're going to go with a strong draft and possibly win the series. I personally think TBD might be wishing that Savage Sabres win the rematch against WSS Cobalt. I think the TBD prefer playing the draft or game style of Savage Sabres more than the draft or play style of WSS Cobalt. But Savage Sabres have been improving, and if they do beat WSS Cobalt in the rematch, that does show how much they have grown from the start of this season. Well, unfortunately, everything needs to come to an end, and that's all the time I have. If you didn't like the content, let me know why you didn't like the content in the comment section so we can improve it coming into the next season or coming into the next content that'll be coming next week. If you like the video, hit the like button, show some support to the channel, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see new things coming into the channel. We are working currently on a support series, which is going to be a support guide on how you should be playing a support. And there's also a draft series that's coming on how you should draft as well. I am Daddy Odin, and I'm out.